Okay, we're bringing the golf commission meeting to order. It is 6:01. Commissioners are all present except Joe Pulcini. Audience of citizens. Anyone?
Rich Sliz. I'm just wanting to say that the Timberland Senior Men's Club also donated to the Berlin High School team. We bought them putter covers this year, and Mark was gracious enough to bring up two size putter covers, one for the the both size putters. We presented them a couple weeks ago, and they look really nice. And guys were really appreciative of it. So we did get the guys. Seniors are a tough group of guys to get some money out of, but we were able to do it, and they all of us were tickled up to do it. So just wanted to bring that up.
Thank you, Rich. And that is Mark included that, I believe, in his report.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so.
I'll tell you what, Rich, that along with the bags that got donated by the men's club,
They're unbelievable.
like it's a great sight.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. You go up to the golf course, you see these kids out there all got all the same color. Everything's the same. So
Shirts, the whole 9 yards.
Shirts and everything.
Yeah.
Really.
They had senior night up there last night.
Oh, they did? Oh, really?
Yeah, and the place was packed and, the parents were there
Oh,
and
wow,
the kids
nice.
and they had big pictures of all the seniors and
Nice.
it was a really, really nice event.
And the Lady Niners donated.
Yeah, I know you guys
To
did.
the girls.
Well,
Huh?
we sort of felt.
That's
Yeah,
good.
we
Nice.
give shoes to the girls, so all the new ones coming in, they get a pair of shoes. And then we also, gave what we call a scholarship. But one girl has 10 lessons from Mark and unlimited, balls for the range.
It's
For
a
the
good idea.
summer,
Very
for the
nice.
summer, yeah,
I'm hoping to keep doing this with the seniors every year or something.
good.
Do something, yeah.
Yeah, these guys they're pretty much.
The coaches
they'll do
really
it. Yeah, the
appreciate
coach
it.
is great, he's good and
They do.
everything, so it's nice. That's it.
Thank you. All right, approval of minutes. Everyone get the minutes?
Nope.
It's the last meeting. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Jim Norton made the
Second.
motion. Discussion? Any mentions or anything? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so moved. Old business, does anyone have any old business none on the agenda? I don't have anything. Perfect. Okay, new business. Rosha, thank you for coming. Mayor, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Come on, you're up.
All right, great, thank you, Bill, thanks for the opportunity. So the three things I want to talk about, one with the RFP and then where we are with the proposed contract. Second one, I want to talk about the golf director's position. And the third one is the transition of duties and what we're thinking about.
I'm sorry, what was the third?
Transition of duties from the new golf director coming in. So you should have copies of the pros draft contract, director's job description, and also sort of a one page that Mark put together based on duties. So as you know, we wrapped up on was it in November? No, October 4th. The PQ were there. There was only one RFP, other than mine. I put my name in the hat, but didn't make the cut for that. So, but we're all thrilled that Mark was the one, and so I spoke, congratulated, and took a contract that he had, and we included his new ask and put it in there and sent it to Mark for his input. And pretty much he's fine with the terms and conditions, but what I would like all of you to do, hopefully you had the time to look at it, and as a group, if there is anything that you want to include in the contract or suggest, not gonna have to agree to those things, and hopefully it's something that would help implement. And we spoke at length and very broadly about how we can make this experience better for everyone. So with that, take a look at the contract. You don't have to do it now. I mean, I'll leave, you can talk about it. I'm sure you have some ideas. happy to, I would rather prefer that it comes from you, Pete, as a recommendation from the Golf Commission rather than me taking, I don't wanna be in a situation, get one from someone else and the other say, no, I don't agree with that, right? So I'll let you decide that as a commission, what you wanna do. One of the things, going to the director's job description, it's posted. We have received about 4 applications. I think 2 of them seem to be good. One, what I would like to do is, once we close all the date, probably end of the month, Jerry, that's the date, I believe. I wanna invite you, Pete, to be part of the interview process, if that works for you.
Sure.
Representing the commission. I've invited Mark to be part of it, and Jerry, because they're 2 gonna work with, and the 3 of you actually gonna work very closely with the new director. And then go through the interview process, and I hope we find someone who will have the right skills and the fit. I'm mostly looking for the fit. Not necessarily good for a person to have the experience in golf, but a good business mind and be creative and think outside the box. And we have, as a group, talked about a lot of things we want to do at Timberland, but we just need the horsepower for somebody to run with it and do the legwork. Because there's a lot of opportunity, I think, at Timberland that we can do. Jerry, Mark, and I had a good meeting, I think, when we discussed his contract and we put a lot of these things on the table. But you know this, but a lot of folks outside of who are not so close to the Timberland operation feel, or at least felt, until we had the conversation, why do you need? It's a 6-month operation. You can really have it a part-time staff, and that's not a way to run a golf operation. Actually, when you're off season, that's when you really prepare and put your plans in place and capital improvements and renovations, all those things you have to do. That needs to happen when you're not actually in season. So I think the job description that we have is a good one. When Mark and I looked at it, that's the one that you have as a 1-pager. There were some items that are not included in Mark's contract. He said he would like to be part of it, at least during the transition here. The T-sheet management, professional staff, face-up play, and all those things that you have to be very careful with the new person coming in that we don't lose that. And he has hands-on experience. Mark and I talking about paying someone to work under Mark at least the first year to have the transition work out well. With the understanding we have to get everything to work so that we don't exceed the revenues that we bring in per ordinance, right? So we should be able to do that. In addition to those duties, we're bringing the cash register under the golf direct, under the town. The whole goal here, when Mark and I talked about it, is for him to give the freedom and the flexibility to be a pro, rather than trying to manage, tallying cash register receipts and cleaning the bathrooms and doing other, I call it nonsense, that we should frankly do as a town. Managing the building and operations and cleaning the carts and having you really think that would be times that we could use a ranger. And you don't necessarily have to have all these staff positions lined up, but you could rotate some of the staff that are working with the carts to do the work at the range and so on and so forth. So this is a vision we have, but it is very important to get the right director here so that they could manage this transition together. So we discussed about taking cash is one thing, but when booking people and filling the T-sheet and do all those things, that Mark said he would like to do that because that's one thing you don't want to fall through the cracks. The other piece that we discussed and is to have the golf director present at the pro shop area itself. We're figuring out a way to do that because the current setup is not really great. You're having hundreds of people go through there and you have the director somewhere back in the shop somewhere nobody can see. You need to be where the action is, you need to feel what it's like, you need to be front and center with your customers so that you can deal and solve problems. And if there are things that are not working, then they need to get involved, right? I also think, so the way we are envisioning this is you walk in and on the left-hand side, we're thinking of a counter where you would have all your transactions with the cash and all that. And where current counter is on the right-hand side, the pro shop and all the pro's operation will go. And we also talked about, Doug was in there, facilities director, that when you go into the pro shop, that, I don't know, that's a 1970s or maybe a 60s carpet that's in there, it's horrible. That whole thing needs to come off, and we talked about putting some nice tiling, lighter color, just, make it brighter. It's just first impressions, right? It looks horrible when you come in there, and it just needs to be a, first class operation when you come in. And these are little things you can do, but it'll go a long way. We talked about in the men's room, there's a storage area. The thing is pathetic, it has a shower curtain or something that covers shelves. We want to put a permanent sheetrock and put a door and have a nice storage in there. So these are the conversations we are having, and I'm hoping to have all these things done before we start the season next year, right?
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
on
please,
that?
yeah.
Just on the cash side.
Yeah.
So they would handle sale of carts, the rounds, the passes, and
The range,
so
Yeah.
whenever, any dollar that is collected that is not pro shop
we'll go there.
goes on that
Yeah,
counter.
yeah.
And that's a town employee?
Yes, yeah. And the director of golf will be responsible for that.
Is he gonna have an office?
Well, that was my question number
Yeah.
2. Does the lounge in the ladies' room, is it utilized like a lot? Because that would make, it's on site, it's one person, that would make a great office if that room isn't utilized, that would be a perfect place for an office to have the pro and the director of golf reside.
Well, it's not utilized now because there's no furniture in it. It has been.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few chairs in it. I think there's an opportunity there because there's that little lounge area that has, what we do use is all the bulletin boards.
Yeah.
Where all our notices and
Right.
people sign
There's
up and
that
all that.
extra room.
And then there's the room that has a few lockers
Yeah.
that some came out
And a
last year.
shower.
And has a shower, which nobody uses, and then the bathroom. So I think there is an opportunity perhaps to use some of that, and as you know, there's 2 entrances. There's the entrance to the bathroom and there's the entrance to the lounge.
Yeah, you're gonna
I
have to get
think-
closed off, yeah.
Yeah, but I think you could be creative and I think you could do something.
We had the same idea, Mark was gonna reach out to you, talk about it and get your ideas.
I mean, that's me
It's really
personally.
the only space that,
Yeah, I don't know how other people
You know,
feel about it, but I think there's an opportunity to utilize
Underutilized
some of that.
space. And even there, when you, the landing with the staircase and all, it needs to get cleaned up, it looks,
Yes, that everything's stored in there.
Now, are you thinking of taking over the whole ladies' room or just that one
no, just one that
That
in
one
the front.
bar, the
Yeah,
one there, or the one right as you walk in?
The one that's closer to the door when you walk in.
Correct, and so that the
Okay.
bathroom could still
Bathroom and
be,
stay with the,
yeah,
there's
and you
another
could put up
open
a
area.
wall there
Yeah.
Exactly.
you can
Right.
reconfigure it, and I think you could make it probably pretty nice.
Yeah.
just makes sense, I think.
So, so that was the, I won't go through all of this, you can read what this is what Mark and I and Jerry sort of discussed and agreed. The job description is, I think it's fairly well written, I think Pete, you had an opportunity to look at it before we posted it. And then the contract here is, you know what, I put some language in there to give him 3 with an extension of 2 to up to 5 years. Mark was fine with that.
What's the years on the initial contract?
3 with 1, but I think this we could do for 5.
I would say extend it so we don't have to go through
You
this.
know, it's,
Yeah.
and they have 1-year renewals, I mean, that's just something small, you know, go with 5 and then you have an option for 1-year renewals after that, up to like, 3 or 4, whatever the town.
And what's Stanley,
Makes
they
more
do
sense.
6 and 3, right?
Stanley's
I
got
think he's got a
Stanley
10-year
has
one.
He's
12.
got a 9-year that
Well,
Stanley.
I thought he got a 12.
Well, 6 with a 3-year option.
That's correct.
So he just, is that the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brand new one, that just happened,
Thanks.
cause he went long term.
So I think the new one, he just said, I think was
It was 10, 9 or
was
10, yeah.
yeah.
I think so too. But if you have somebody good, I mean, you really wanna hold that, I mean, listen, pros are not a dime a dozen, actually good ones are not, so
Exactly.
you really wanna, you don't want this to be a training place for somebody else to just go somewhere else, you know? That
We
just
have
makes more
great
sense.
programs going.
Oh, no, listen, you know, he should be commended for stuff he's done. I got a question, so you're gonna, I'm trying to envision this whole thing, so you get to the left, you have 2 counters. One to the left of the pro shop,
Right,
right?
left to the, is
So
the.
you walk through the door, right? We walk through the door. Left is another counter for the pro shop, and
No,
then
no.
on the right will be like
Retail?
So, no, different term I would use. Left is where you would go and pay for your golf and carts and everything else, right?
Okay.
Anything for the pro shop that, because the Mark is gonna run the pro shop, that's his thing.
Yeah.
He'll buy the material, the shoes,
Yeah, all the merchandise,
all
right?
merchandise
Yeah.
is
That's
through
all
him.
100% is.
100% his. So he'll do that. If people wanna sign up for lessons, anything under the pro,
Got it, yeah.
tournaments, all those things that are managed by the pro, Mark will run it.
And now the range, I saw that, now the town's gonna take over the range.
Yes.
Now who's gonna pick the balls and who's gonna take care of
We are gonna pick up the ball.
Okay, and so are you thinking of having like an automatic ball return machine up there, like some of what Stanley has, is that what
Not
you?
right now, right, everything costs money, so right now we'll have the machine go pick it up and somebody will come and dump it. We are thinking of that storeroom in the back. When you enter in, there's another storeroom on the side, outside.
Outside,
Right?
yeah.
Ramsey uses the whole thing, when you talk to Ramsey, half of it we can use to dump the balls, and maybe the person giving the cash register can take the bucket and give it out of there. We can have a small wall, opening up the wall that will get to that place.
Roche, how is this gonna affect the current staff at the pro shop?
They all can apply.
Oh.
And we don't have staff lined up for this, so, you know.
So, I mean, but you're gonna get somebody that's gonna work the cash register as a town employee?
Yeah.
So the ones that are there now are not town employees?
They're not, we pay Mark and Mark pays them,
Okay.
right, so we can pay them directly,
Oh, okay,
if they're willing to work.
so that won't affect their positions.
Now, how is that gonna affect now you have to deal with the minimum wage, right? And you're gonna also deal with benefits at that, unless you deal with
No
part-time
benefits,
employees.
no, these are hourly people, seasonal, social security and discount.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, do you envision what's the impact gonna be on the budget for the course?
Yeah.
None? It'll be
So it'll be a wash.
neutral?
Kind of a
It'll be
wash,
It can be a wash, because it's just changing, going from us to Mark to them versus us paying
So
them
now it's going
directly.
directly.
When, Jerry, when you put the budget together, your expenses.
Because we're looking at only 5 months out of the year anyway.
You'll back me.
Between 5 to 6 months out of the year.
Well, we opened up,
Yeah.
remember, we opened up in March, so it's more than 5 months. You're talking March to
Well,
November.
I'm just going with
You gotta
5
be
to 6
realistic
months.
about this stuff, and you
Right.
run the you know,
6 months.
you know, March, April,
Right, I
May,
mean,
June,
there
July, August,
are
September,
days,
October,
there are
November.
days.
That's 9 months.
There are days in the early spring and the late fall where, Mark himself will run the register, so those would change. I mean, there would be a few more hours added
Yeah.
to those, but.
And between Mark and the new golf director, they're hands-on, right? one guy stuck in traffic or the kid running the register has to go and run an errand, the director is gonna come, take the people in. Simple as that, and Mark does the same thing now. When Mark's not there, he's out there running the register, so you know, if you want everything to be smooth and people not to wait, and we had also talked about the traffic flow, not to confuse things with the door and having another opening where the window is, so people come this way, pay and go out this way. We mapped it all out while the three of us with Doug, so it should turn out to be a better, smoother operation as we get in there. All right,
And then the cart commission revenue comes back to
The town.
yeah, to the town, right, yeah.
so, and how much is that, do we know?
I'd say around 25 to 30 on the high
So-
side,
So,
on the high side, 30,
That's
25.
gross though, right?
We pay on the gross, not on the net. We pay his commission on the gross, not on the net. His gross is 25 to 30. Mark's gross is 25 to
It's
30.
what he gets.
Oh, okay, alright, so what do you, what percentage is that he gets?
6%
So
of
you
the
get
6% of the gross.
so there's 30,
Okay.
and then, the range makes what?
15, 20.
So is he still gonna get I haven't read, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't expect to be here tonight, I told it to Peter, I had other commitments that we finished, but, so is he getting a piece of, he's getting a piece of the range now, correct?
He gets the
He's not.
entire range.
Oh, he's not?
He's not getting anything now because his compensation is bumped up.
No,
So-
right
No,
now.
right now, he's getting 6% of the range?
No, he gets the entire range now.
Okay, alright,
He gets 6% of the
Yeah.
gross of the carts.
got it, and then going forward, he doesn't get any of the range, right?
That's correct.
Okay,
We
alright.
take the range.
So you're grossing, how much do you think the range is grossing on its own right now, Jerry?
I would say between 35 to 40.
No, not Mark's percentage.
No, it's not a percentage.
So you're selling 35, say,
I think, I wish Mark were here, but looking at his financials, I think he's around 30. I'm gonna go on the light side, I'm gonna say,
I go low,
say
so
30, 35.
35,000.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're gonna hire someone to pick it, right, and
Well, that
Well,
could
we're
be a
not
cart
gonna
guy,
hire them.
that could be the
We're
cart
not,
guy.
yeah, we're not gonna hire them exclusively to pick the range.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the cart corral people, which will have time when they're not all that busy, where you could say, hey, the director say, hey, get out there and pick the range, I need balls or whatever, so. That person right now in the cart corral truly isn't busy 100% of the time, I think we'll all
That's
agree
for sure.
on that.
For sure.
So,
Definitely.
so
agree.
during that downtime, there's no reason he can't hop in the picker, pick the balls, wash them. Like Roche was saying earlier, we envision opening up that back storage room, creating a bin back there so there won't be any kid trucking like there is now through the pro shop with balls to dump into a garbage can, that goes away. That bin will be in that storage room in the back, there'll be a pass through, because that storage room was actually an afterthought. If you look at the original building, or you could see the original building, we can knock out what used to be the window and create a pass through, if not a door at that point, because it's all headed off. And the balls will be back there, so he'll have his own entrance, which is that door, like Roche was saying earlier. He'll be able to dump the balls, wash them down at the cart shed, and we don't know, down the road, we talked about the self-dispensing ball machine. I've looked into the cost of them, they're not cheap,
No.
it's an option, but it's the whole operation, we need to do quite a bit of work on the range itself.
Yeah.
The tee boxes, that all has to come out, trees have to come down, we're gonna have to pour, concrete
Yeah,
slab,
yeah,
and, so that all needs, so it's baby steps, you have to start somewhere, so this is where we're starting. But, yeah, in the end, it'll be a much better setup, again, not interrupting the pro shop is full and here comes a kid with a basket of balls, it doesn't look good.
I'm just more worried about making sure there's enough balls there, because there's,
That's our problem.
There'll be enough balls.
Well, to Mark's defense, when the cart guys are slow and he needs balls, they punch out of the town and he pays them personally to pick the range,
Yeah.
the cart corral too, so, that's what he has been doing, but that just proves that there's time that the cart corral guys can definitely do it. I mean, they're not polishing or washing carts.
Now, all of the
100% of
lessons
the
that
time.
Mark gives, does that all go to him?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Keeps
no
everything.
percentage of the town or anything?
But he doesn't have any responsibility for it either, so.
Yeah. And all of that, like when they have kids and they have general lessons?
That's all him.
No, I'm waiting for, to get a question. That's-
Oh, I'll keep talking then.
Alright.
But, so all the lessons, like to the group things and the group programs,
Like
that's
the
all.
women in wine type of deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That
That's
all
all him.
goes to,
That goes to him.
Mark?
Yep.
Good.
Any of the clinics, anything like
Okay.
that, yeah, that
Okay.
all goes to him.
You gotta be aggressive.
Yeah, I know. Director's position.
Yeah.
What's the schedule gonna be?
Regular, you know,
So
whatever
is
it
he,
takes,
he's not
right?
gonna be there on the weekends, or is he gonna be there?
Well, you know, it's an
He's gonna be
exempt
rotating,
position,
or?
It's exempt.
exempt position, so I'm not gonna be in a union, because that's gonna be problematic, for us to operate. But, the way the exempt positions work, they are required to put in, 40 hours, but if it requires 50 or 60, they'll do it, but then some weeks they'll do less. So I don't see this person working 7 days a week, that doesn't seem reasonable. But if there's a need for Saturday, Sunday, and it's busy for the person to be there, they'll be there, otherwise, normally Monday through Friday.
Can you limit their vacations? I mean, obviously, this is a seasonal business, right? I mean, that's what we are, it's a seasonal
Yeah.
business, right? So people taking vacations in the middle of summer or during the season, it's just, that puts a bigger burden on other people and it causes a problem, right? I mean, that's and your hands are tied with what you have right now, and they are, and it's the way it is, but it shouldn't have been. It's just, I don't think that was anticipated going down the road, so now we're gonna deal with the director of golf. I mean, and everybody's entitled on vacation, that's fine, but maybe you wanna think about limiting when they can go.
Well, it's just like any other industry, right? People who work in finance with the 6:30 closing don't take vacations in July or August.
Well, tax season, you can put it this way,
Same
you
way,
had,
Well, it's,
December to April, right, end of April, there's no vacations, that's
it's
all there
like
is to it.
myself, I work for the state of Connecticut, and we were not allowed to take vacations in the wintertime, cause they had to have all hands on deck. Summertime, I can go anywhere I want, wintertime, you can't, cause you need the body,
To plow, right, I mean,
and we
obviously,
need the plow.
same with tax season, right, there's,
So you can't do that, cause you get, the business won't run.
Yeah. So those are all things we have to discuss when we do the interview process.
Well, so Mark, you guys had a meeting? And Mark's okay with a lot of this stuff, right?
Yeah, we had one meeting here,
The
just for
transition
3
should
of us,
go,
then we had one at the shop with all the mapping out all the renovations and moving and all the things we had to do.
Yeah, I spoke with Mark and he was very pleased with the discussion and felt encouraged.
Alright, so say for example, the, one of the workers that runs the town's register calls in sick, alright? The director is out the weekend, he's not there. Who's gonna take, is it Mark's people that are gonna help out, or is it gonna be someone else from the town that's gonna come in and run that register?
I would think that if.
I'm not asking you, I'm
No,
asking.
I'm just
asking
saying,
the
I'm
road.
just gonna, because then, what you're saying, because they're gonna have to be working as a team player. They're gonna have to work together. So if he's out, he's gonna tell Mark he's gonna be out, so Mark could probably put in that stuff, put in there for him, get in there for him. So it's all gonna be about team playing. That's what it's all about.
Otherwise, we have Jerry trained, he can step in.
But,
Assistant director, yeah.
But that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Listen, Mama,
yeah.
it's all about the team play.
Yeah.
You gotta work together, no matter which way you look at it, everybody's gotta work together. That's how you get the
You
job.
have to work it out.
Yeah, you'll have to set up
Yeah.
protocols as to what so everybody goes in with the same expectations.
And then also the new replacement for golf now has so many different
Yeah.
advanced applications, right? That we're trying to get iPads or tablets that the starter is not gonna have real time.
Oh, yeah.
To get to a point that people can walk in and just, check your thing and just go from there without having to go to the post office. We're a little bit behind with technology.
we definitely need job descriptions.
Oh, there'll be job descriptions.
There has to be. Because different people do different things and there's no consistency.
Well, that's one of the reasons we're bringing it down to the town.
So let me understand that, so is there gonna be union there or non-union at the golf course? Is there anything gonna be unionized at the golf course or non-union?
Will be union, right, the people who are,
The maintenance will still be union.
Oh, maintenance will still be union?
Yeah, the pro shop will not be union.
But the car corral will, or they're gonna be
No,
just,
they're all
that's just
seasonal,
seasonal.
right, seasonal.
That's all
So,
seasonal.
okay.
They won't be.
And to your point about, the flexibility, and that's where I think the job description and the job title, having somebody be cart corral and say, I don't wanna go pick the range and vice versa, so having
And,
more
right.
generic names like associate or whatever you
Yeah.
wanna call the person, to say, okay, you're gonna have to do this, this and this.
Oh, it'll be spelled out. what
The
the-
person doing the car cleanup, but they're not basically do the range,
Right,
will
They can
will be trained
clean
to
the
go to the
toilets,
register, pick up the toilet,
Yeah.
vacuum the floors,
Any,
you know,
Yeah.
I
whatever.
don't know about, well, I think most of you there, I did a lot of part-time gigs when I was going to school. There was never downtime on those jobs.
no, they keep you busy.
Yeah.
Cause the only reason why I said that, because we have a problem with the union now when people are doing certain things, wanna do certain things now. You see, so now, like you're saying, if that's gonna be non-union, that's gonna be non-union. I mean, either the union's gonna be in there and the union can't say anything about it, or these people are gonna be able to do something, because like I said, it's gonna cause a problem. I think that's gonna cause a problem, because the union's gonna say, if I tell the union guy to go pick the range, and he says, no, I'm not gonna pick the range, I mean, and then this guy, he's not in the union, I mean, that's what I'm looking at. So I mean, either you eliminate the union out of the golf course, and it's probably gonna be hard. You probably eliminate, because how many guys are in the union there now? How many guys do you have in the union? One guy. So if you can move that guy out,
fill the position, you'll have two, right?
But Jim, none of these employees are gonna be in the union.
None.
And these
I
are
understand that, but I'm
It's
saying,
the
but the
maintenance
people that are
doesn't
in the union, will they have a problem with, if I
They
tell?
don't do these
No,
jobs
they don't
now,
do
they
those
mow
jobs
the
now.
grass
No,
and they take care of the
Yeah.
maintenance team. The maintenance
Yeah,
team
leave
is
that
not
to me,
gonna,
that's why I'm here.
Okay,
the maintenance team is not gonna be doing these jobs.
You just come in, play golf, have fun.
I don't see Billy cleaning the bathroom, do you?
no, I'm not saying, I'm not saying,
He did this morning.
I'm talking about doing work, certain
Like yours,
jobs down in the
down
golf
at the shop.
No, on the course, he was out.
Oh, yeah, he's-
Really?
You know what I'm saying, I mean,
Yeah.
he's so busy, he's so busy with sprinklers, I don't think he has time to do a bathroom.
is Mark gonna still have his office there? Or is that gonna, yeah,
So will there be enough room for merchandise or,
He said
the
that,
counter space?
He
Okay.
said he,
well,
Yeah, you don't need a whole lot of room for the register.
there's a lot of
One little
space in the
corner,
middle that's underutilized.
I think
because there's really nothing,
You just need a small,
Yeah.
there's VATs, balls and all that other stuff here on the other side, right? So all you need is a counter with a
And
register.
the ball's gonna be outside anyway, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And one of our, I think our biggest challenges as a commission is always when we have to do a recommendation for rate setting. I would assume, and because it says in the duties financial app, is the director of golf will be involved with talking with us about rate setting. Always a challenge.
Yeah, but it should be a wash. If what you're saying is true, then it's basically a wash.
Should be
I'm not
close.
talking about budget, I'm talking about
No,
the
I understand. No,
process
no, I-
that we go
okay, oh, okay, I'm
through
sorry.
every year
Yeah. Okay.
about rate setting.
does that involve just the director of golf or Mark and the
Well,
director of golf?
I'm assuming the director of golf will take Jerry's spot in the commission meetings, and Jerry will attend as a superintendent as opposed to the staff
The interim
liaison,
director.
correct?
I'm out.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You still come to a meeting to talk about the grass, though.
I can file a report.
Nice knowing
Thank you for the ice.
you.
Alright, so you're looking for suggestions to the RFP from us and the director of golf, to read
The
through the
RFP's already out, right?
No, not the,
Golf,
no, the director of golf RFP, correct?
that's,
That-
that's
well, that's-
RFP, that's a job description.
job
on it,
description, okay.
And
Okay, I'm
so
sorry.
you don't.
And that's
That's
our,
not,
that's
yeah,
not-
only
okay.
getting applications for that.
He's talking about Mark's contract.
Mark's contract. Okay.
And,
Alright.
you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, they already discussed it in great length, so I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I thought in his contract, there's some hours that he needs to give to the town. There's a way that you want him to use it, for town's residents or something like that, within his previous contract too, that.
He does that now, he
So
does,
who benefits from that?
he does it, well, you know, see, that's an interesting question, because his women and wine clinics and all that other stuff, but
So
he
that's
does,
separate,
he does do, he does do,
That's so many hours.
so many hours where
Yes.
they don't pay, they just sign
That's
up and
correct.
come in and eat, and, you
That's
know, they get like a free lesson or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Who's they?
Residents,
Residents.
yeah, taxpayers, yeah.
I didn't know, I mean, because
Yeah.
it helps out with the kids in the school too,
Yep,
whether that's separate or.
St. Paul's, he does,
St. Paul's, yeah.
St. Paul's, I don't know if he
Clinic,
gets
St.
any
Paul's
money for that
Clinic.
or not, though. I don't know if I don't know what the deal is with St. Paul's, but I do know that they come here every year, and, Gino and those guys, take care of those kids.
I mean, there's a ton of,
It's a zoo.
the junior programs, I
It's a
mean,
zoo.
it really
Just
is.
kids.
Honestly, if you've ever been there
Oh,
you know,
my
it's too late now. I mean, they're like ants, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And, but you know what? It's a good, no, it's a good, listen, it's a good,
Lots
It's a good
of
thing,
years.
no, it's a good thing, and if you think about this in a holistic view, obviously your parents have to show up, right, with their kids, they're not just gonna drop their kids, you know, it's not like my mother's dropped me off to go caddy and I'm paying my kid to go play golf, right, it's just the way it is. But
Mhm.
the parents are there, so there's two things that can either happen, you can either eat at Ramsey's, right, or you're going ahead and play golf, and you're getting more, and that's part of the whole holistic concept that we're trying to do here, right? Because what's gonna do, you can follow your kid around, yeah, well, you wanna play golf, because you're gonna play golf with your kid, and it's something you're gonna go for, you know, for your entire life.
But it's bringing revenue to the golf.
And well, that's the other
Parents
aspect
come
of
in,
it.
they go to the
Yeah.
restaurant
You're right,
sometimes.
and so there's ancillary, you know, money coming in just from what they're doing, right? It just,
Listen, years ago, at 4 o'clock, that place was a ghost town. That's not, that,
No,
now you
no.
can't get out, you can't get out and golf
Very
until
busy.
6:30. What's
Very
that?
busy.
He's got the
That's great.
kids there, he's got
No,
everything going
it's-
on.
It's, you can't, sometimes you can't even find a parking spot at 5:30.
That's
It's
great.
that good.
Just like the car.
In the night with the.
Somebody
Yeah, the Massey's had a night golf, the Teacot had a night golf fundraiser.
They have that
little
instead of
liabilities.
regular?
So, could I get some of you guys to volunteer for the V&A board? Can you go and help them with their running?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're gonna let that one
that'd be a charter thing, right?
I figured you would.
The V&A board, the council appoints, charter or no charter, it has nothing to do with charter. Anyway, just a little lightening up a little bit.
Not a council meeting there.
Trying to grab some of these.
I know you are.
Grab?
Does anyone have any other questions?
I feel for you.
Thank you.
No, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for spelling it all out, Rocha. There's a lot of speculation, and so this is good.
Can't wait for the new director to start.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I can.
I'm excited that there's more than one applicant.
Me too.
No,
be
some
honest
good
with
ones,
you.
do a couple of
Good,
good ones, yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
that's good.
And also get the word out, people that you know.
Well, can we do that?
When is it
Oh,
closed?
yeah, yeah.
When is it
Ethically,
closed?
can we do that? Cause I know somebody who'll be perfect, but I'm
You can.
reluctant to
All you're
say.
saying is apply for the job,
Ah, okay.
right? You're
That's
not
all it
getting
is.
on the job.
Yeah.
We.
Just like anybody else in our job.
If I'm involved,
If
if
he's
I'm involved in
he
the
can't-
interview process,
He can't do anything, he's involved, you
Well,
can't.
that's okay, I make the decision.
He's involved.
At the end of the
Well,
day.
I could just tell somebody else.
Seriously, like when we put the law firm, the labor council out, we just reach out to people that we know and say, hey, there's an RP out, you know, if your law firm is interested, apply, because we've heard good things about you from this town. And some of them didn't get it, but that's okay.
There's a certain person who lives in town who would be perfect for that.
Jim?
No, I'm too old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did it too.
He's got my vote.
There's a lot of staying.
Because I would crack the whip.
We all agree we have to find the right
You know, you're gonna
person.
work, that's a good job.
So we're not gonna just hire anyone, even if it's your best friend, it's not gonna happen, unless the person's qualified.
Right.
And the
And be able to work
Exactly.
with Jerry
And you gotta be able to deal with
Did
people.
you say to work with Jerry?
and Mark.
That's a
Yes.
tough
You
one.
gotta be able to, that's what it is.
That's a
Dealing
tough
with
one.
people, respect.
They'll be running down
All right, we good?
We're good,
Alright.
thank you so much,
Yeah, thank you
Coach.
very
Really
much.
appreciate it, thank you.
Go on.
I'm gonna go.
No,
Music.
whoa, you don't,
They want you to stay.
off to planning and zoning now, that'll be fun. So, thank you all for what you do. Appreciate you guys working hard and turning this course around.
Bye, thank you.
Vote yes, vote yes. I've seen the vote yes.
Okay,
Poor guy. I feel for him. There, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
No, he's not, no,
he's perfect.
I know him very well.
So do I.
He's gonna talk.
He's perfect.
Angel, listen, just tell me, I'm not sure he's interested in anything like that anymore.
Now I see the sign.
You know what he's doing.
Yeah, I know he's doing. And he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. Only because he's the work, and missed birthdays and things like that. Right.
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
All right, year-to-date spending versus budget. Who's gonna present that?
I will talk to that.
Thank you.
So what, I think Gail was thinking, and it's not that it can't be done, budget versus actual.
Yep.
It can be done right now, at this point, with so much up in the air, the director, the pro, just everything that's going on. And we're not even through the first quarter, you know, so Kevin is reluctant to do something like that right now. That's not to say it can't be done in the future, but again, we don't know what the director's gonna wind up costing us, the new POS system.
Your budget is already established.
The budget is
And
established,
you
but if
have
you
your
wanted,
expenses every month,
Yeah,
that's
so
all that
this
you're looking
is
for.
not, this
Correct.
is not rocket science.
so yeah, so you could do it, but like I said, if you're looking, you know,
I know,
now
it
to the
changes,
future,
I
it
understand that your
changes,
expenses change, but your budget is
Right.
this,
the budget is that.
and your monthly
And
expenditures are
that's
this.
in his, you know, if you look at his P and L, it's in there.
But what the column that's missing is, all you have to do is add the budget column
Budget columns,
for
right.
this.
It's a simple
Right.
stuff, man.
Right,
So I'm not I understand things change.
Yep.
And some line items go over budget and some line items are under budget and it changes month to month.
Mhm.
But I don't understand why you can't take the budget
Mhm.
and add a column here.
you can, and he would, he's willing to do that.
Okay, who's
Yes.
going to do that?
Yep, he's willing to do that, yeah.
Okay.
But right now, he just wanted
do it
to
for
convey that, again, there's so much that's being
I
tossed
understand
around
that,
right now. The
but-
new POS system's gonna wind up costing more, credit card charges are up, or, you know, so.
Yeah, but the budget's the budget.
The budget's the budget, right?
And what you spend every month is what you spend every
That's
month,
right.
so that's
So
what we're
that's-
looking for.
Nothing else is gonna
Add-
change, you're right.
Right.
It's like what you do is that, you know,
Right.
it's gonna take an hour, that's a big deal.
No, not even that, I think it'll take a whole 5 minutes, and he's
Well,
willing to
I'm
do it
being
like I said,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
alright, that'd be
You go to the
helpful.
bathroom and get coffee, right?
yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
helpful. So do you anticipate maybe next month we would have?
Yeah, I would think so,
Okay,
yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
great.
Thank you.
Okay, youth on course.
Youth on course, not a lot of people taking advantage of that, as you see, 18 holes, 9 hole,
I didn't see
Total of
any
4.
information about that.
That was the guy that did the presentation.
Yeah.
No, I'm the one who asked for it to be on the agenda, and
Yeah.
I remember it at the presentation, and it was supposed to get started that month,
it did,
and
it did.
so how did we do?
It didn't, like I said, looking at 18 hole play 0, and for the entire summer, July through September, let's say, total of 4, 9
That's
hole
it?
rounds, yeah.
You know what, I think that, next season, we need to push that a little bit.
You need to do it from the get-go.
Yeah, right.
And push it like you say, whether it's the
That's what we have
social
marketed,
media.
that's what we have.
Yeah, and I think it'll be
I
fun.
don't think it was ever on Instagram for.
I don't think it got-
or anything
as
like
far
that.
as
Never
the
got
social.
published.
It never really
Yeah.
got marketed, so
Yeah.
next year.
Next year,
Oh,
that should be a priority,
It
because I
seemed like
do
a good
think,
program.
it is a good program.
Yeah, everybody
It is
was
a
in
good
favor
program.
of it, and then,
And we don't lose a dime.
Nope.
I know,
Right.
but then we
So,
never heard about it.
Great
Right, So I
program,
think we just need to push it next
great
season.
program,
Okay,
great program.
Okay.
Jerry, status of new golf course.
Okay, so that RFP is going out next week, I haven't, conversations with, 2 of the 3, Club Car, not so much because they're really not interested in Timberland, but Yamaha currently is 2 years out, they've been 2 years out now for a while since COVID. So, but the RFP is going out, they have every opportunity in the world to bid it, Easy Go, could get us new cards for next spring. I'm looking at installing GPS through the manufacturer, whether it be.
Clarify,
Yes,
GPS chip, not screen, right?
not, screenless, I should say. No screen.
Yeah, your newsletter that came out
Yeah.
about a month ago was
Yeah.
very misleading,
Why is that?
because people think we're gonna get the, what do you call it there?
The screen?
Screen, yeah, they see GPS, they
Really?
think it's green.
Yes.
They think screen, they don't think chip.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was,
Talking
as
about the screen.
I was asked the same question.
Yeah,
And I clarified that I knew it was territorial.
GPS, I said, no, we're not. I don't think we are, and that's why I think,
No,
put it on the agenda.
Lyman, speaking with EasyGo, because they've got Lyman, Lyman has the screen, and they've already spent close to $20,000 replacing screens
Really?
this year alone
Really?
from damage, yeah.
Do you know what?
People damaging the screen?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The truth is, I've never played with a group that somebody didn't have their own GPS in their
That's
hand.
true,
I just,
I know.
Well,
This is more for, and I like it
the
personally,
zoning thing is
this
great.
is for the geofence,
Yeah.
to keep people from going where they
Exactly.
shouldn't be going.
Yeah, that's,
Whether it's a dry day, a rainy
That's
day, any day. And really, when you look at the cost, it's really not that bad. We're talking for the, I've talked to the different guys, like I said, the two players anyhow, and you're looking at between, say, 15 to 17,000 for the fleet of 85, which I propose. And again, going through them, and there's many advantages to this GPS. When the time comes and we settle with whomever we settle with, they are gonna come, I ask them to come and talk to you and explain how everything works and the advantages of their GPS. I, again, talked with them, I'm very impressed with what it's able to do. It's way more than just, it's gonna shut the cart down in an area that it shouldn't be in. It's way more than that.
when that goes in, I'm gonna sit on 17, between 17, 14, I'm just gonna take a sandwich, coffee, and I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch all these people reversing out of places they should.
Well, like,
For
we all know there's going to be a learning curve. And the people are gonna have to learn that if you drive up on the collar on number 9 green, it's gonna shut down, or it's gonna shut down before that. It's not gonna even let you get that far.
Good.
So there's gonna be, I'm sure, many calls to the pro shop, why is my car shut down? And it's gonna be up to the starter and the pro shop to educate people that this is the system, this is what it does, and,
do they have like voice response that says back up, or something?
not that
Cause
I'm
some,
aware of.
some cars do,
I shouldn't
I've had
speak,
cars
but
where some cars tell you to,
back your ass up.
Well, that-
you gotta
Sticker,
reverse.
a sticker or something.
Yeah.
Reverser.
But yeah, I thought the cost wasn't all too bad, but like I said, between 15 to 17. When you go with an aftermarket GPS system, like the gentleman who presented last fall, or last spring, it would void a portion of the warranty regardless of what manufacturer it is, because you're taking something that's not manufactured by them and you're putting in and tapping into their electrical system. So I know for a fact, having conversations with EasyGo, you do that, I don't wanna say you're gonna void the warranty on the entire cart, but at least on that electrical part of the cart where they're tapping into, you're gonna void the warranty.
I called EasyGo, by the way, on my own, and, they would avoid the warranty.
Are you gonna get gas cars electric?
You gotta go gas, we can't do electric, you cannot, as much as I would love to,
Mhm.
and I would, until we get to that point where we can house 85 carts in close proximity to the cart corral, wherever that may be
Just
down
to
the
charge
road.
them, I'm not talking about the,
Yeah, I'm talking about just to charge them, because the issue you run into, number one, I propose going to 85 carts, we need to go to 85 carts. Between the weekends and outings, we just don't have enough carts. So, with that being said, our cart shed holds, on a good day, bumper to bumper, 55 cars. So, that means there's gonna be 30 sitting out there that aren't gonna get charged, that doesn't work. And then the bigger problem is transporting them between the cart shed and the top of the hill. And the problem you run into, it's a labor thing, every day, back and forth, it's crazy. And then, secondly, when we were doing that, we were running into problems with steering boxes, and we were losing steering boxes, like going
Trying to pull
Gatorade.
5 or 6 at a time.
Trying to
instead of
pull,
2 or
yeah,
3,
and so they're fishtailing and the steering boxes become damaged, and you're looking at about a $500 bill per cart to replace that steering box, it's just not good.
Now, this is a 5-year lease again?
I'm recommending we go with the 50, I'm thinking like a 54-month lease. 52.
Jerry, these GPSs have the ability to the people in the pro shop will see where all.
They sure will.
Okay, because,
They will.
so they'll be able to see if there's 3 carts on a hole,
Mhm.
they'll be able to see
They'll be able
if
to track
there's,
pace of
if
play.
there's,
Well,
Able to send
there's
messages?
6 or
And-
7 carts
That's
on
not the
12.
pro, that's a good, you.
I was gonna say, that's the town employee.
That's the town.
Yeah, that's
employee.
the town side.
Well, I said the pro shop.
The pro shop.
It's still a pro shop.
I know, I just wanted to
There'll be
clarify.
a delineate
The
of,
pro shop left.
Well,
No,
it will.
it will be the town
Right.
And it's
responsibility.
gonna be it's gonna be a town person who goes out there to
Yes, it will.
Monitor.
do that as well, yeah, I'm just saying.
But yes, it will track it.
In the pro shop.
And it will track pace of play, if they're,
We'll be able to see if there's multiple cards per group, we'll be able to see if there's a bunch of, because it'll be 4, 5, 6 cards on a hole.
And what's good about that is because, if we, with the new POS, we're talking to the tablet for the starter and so forth, and much more being done online, where they won't even have to go to the pro shop and pay, they can just walk right to the starter shack and they'll have, the Fazio. So that, so he'll be able to, through his tablet, the Ranger, if we go the Ranger, for whatever time we decide to have a Ranger, he'll be able to say, hey, you know what, it's right here on my tablet. It took you 20 minutes to play the first hole, Mrs. Berger, you gotta pick it up, or, but we're able to track things a lot better
Sure,
and have.
we need to think about, proper dress.
Well, that's next year, but we can get them uniform so that everybody's the same, whether it's blue, red, or
Whatever.
khaki
Yeah,
shorts
I
or
think
pants.
if you wanna talk impression,
No, it's,
Agreed.
yeah,
You still have to go to the pro shop to pay.
maybe not, if you pay online, then no.
Okay.
Well,
you'll
then,
be able to pay your capital improvement,
online,
online too.
I'm not gonna pay an extra buck, just do it online, that's
There
stupid.
may not, who
There
says
may
it's a
not.
service fee?
yeah, with the new
Might be a
system he's
charge,
looking
wouldn't
at, may not, yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's like 15 grand off the bat.
right, but the one he's talking with right now, that may go away, so, it's all good,
Are we finally gonna have it?
the credit card charges.
Are we finally gonna have?
Charge of use a credit card?
You
now?
can, that's the goal, is to have people pay online.
They don't wanna deal with cash.
In today's day and age, who the hell carries cash?
Yeah,
I
so,
do too.
Yeah,
So-
that's because you're over 40.
so they want
Anybody
you to
under
pay with
40, they
credit
don't have
card at
cash.
the,
Venmo.
in the
Yeah.
pro shop?
They can.
It's not Venmo.
They can, or they could reserve the time in advance.
For all
They
the
do it
people
online.
with under
Okay.
40.
Do it online before you get there.
So,
Oh,
Alright, anything
We-
else on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
we've
cool.
talked numerous times about having a procedure for taking out the cards.
mhm.
They never get done, where we are accounted for keys,
Mhm.
signing off on a
Mhm.
card,
Absolutely.
like we do
Yeah.
at any other golf course.
So-
Sarah, will we have something in place?
We will, I can't say too much about that part of it, but I spoke with an attorney and I explained the situation to him. And he says, I will get you, cause I told him what we've done in the past and, okay. So I spoke with an attorney, I'm gonna leave it at that, and he said, I will get you a release form that everybody's gonna have to sign. I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
and I
Stanley
feel,
does it,
yeah, and I
every
feel
single time.
so much better it coming from an attorney and not something we make up, which,
oh, absolutely.
and at the end of the day, but no, that I've already, again,
Good.
every single time, you go to Stanley, you gotta fill out a little waiver, you gotta sign
you
it, but
have to,
then they give you the key.
exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can do that, but someone needs to look at that cart before you get in that cart. And then once that cart returns, someone needs to say, okay, that person's not
That's
responsible.
the car corral person.
That's the
Exactly.
corral person.
Because see, like what's going on, I see how our carts, and I'm looking at the windshields and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my God.
I said, how did this stuff get beat
Everybody
up?
had a bad day.
Well, Jimmy, that's exactly why, to my point, the job description, if they need a checklist or whatever,
Right.
who cares? I mean, if it's on an iPad or whatever,
But,
but
But that has to be addressed.
you gotta
It
have a golf
cannot
course,
be,
you go through this shit.
it
but I
cannot
haven't
be
seen
a free
anything like this before.
If there's 85 cards, there should be 85 keys, and at the end of the day, there should be 85 keys, not 75.
I know, because we go through the keys and like I said, where are the keys at? Where are the keys?
Yeah.
You know, people put them in their pockets and
They
take them
do.
home.
They
I mean,
do,
no, you can't.
they do.
So,
Go ahead.
okay, I'm sorry, Jim, no, you.
No, I mean, it's just, what he's saying about all these keys.
Mhm.
I mean, it should be one key to that cart, and that's it.
One for one.
Right.
And as far as dirt, for replacement for divots, I mean,
That's
We're
what
going to bottles,
Okay, so now,
we're not doing bottles.
and that's great, okay, so now we have to deal with, what's gonna be in there, having the stuff in there versus just, I don't know, I just call it, cigarette stand, if you want, that's what's in there now, right? I mean, yeah, it's just,
Oh, I mean,
and the stealing the bottle, I mean, listen, if we were all true adults and mature people,
Right.
right, in here, you'd be able to have the bottles sitting there filled, right? Like you do in any course that you go to as a private course. I have them on there, and then here's a replacement one, right? Where there's some idiot that's gonna say, hey, oh, this is great on mine, whoa, look at this, I mean, let's just call it what it is. You have the morons that were up there like that. We all know who they are, and you've seen them, right? But they'll fill up their bags with some of this stuff. So, you can control that too. I mean,
you have to, the whole system needs to be revamped and it really needs to be monitored way more closely.
Correct.
But to your point regarding.
people coming back with broken those, the
Oh,
the boxes.
number
like,
one,
this
we've
is-
got a stack, have you ever been to our card shed? We've got multiple stacks of the divot boxes because they take their clubs and they smash the tops. Once you smash the top, even if it's still on there, now it rains and the stuff turns to mud in the box. And it's worse than not having anything at all. So that's why I said this time I spec bottles, it'll be that kid's responsibility when they come in to make sure those bottles are full the next time it goes out. But, let's just leave it at that. Again, our carts, they're going away, to replace those, because Pete asked me about the divot boxes. You have to replace the entire box, you cannot replace just the top, and that was going back a couple of years. And back then, it was $150 for that little box.
So we
If we're
all
going to bottles, you gotta get stuff in the bottle that actually comes out.
Yeah, well, you could buy divot mix, which we will do, it actually comes in a big
The
honking
green
bag.
stuff?
Yeah.
Please,
Thank you.
Yep.
please.
Yep.
I'll believe it when I see it.
No, we've had it in the past, we had it once, I remember we had it once, comes in a big bag.
Jerry, will the carts have the canvas for the bags?
Yeah.
What about, I look at the carts now, the seats, they get killed. They get-
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is that? Do they have carts that,
That's wear and tear, if you wanted a new seat, you'd have to pay for it.
And it's up with all of them.
So when we
It's all-
return them, we don't get dinged for it?
No,
You're gonna get dinged for the boxes
Nah,
already.
they're pretty good.
Can we look at a 3 and 5 year and compare them?
You can, and I have,
The thing's
already,
really expensive.
the 3 gets to be a little bit pricey, but it doesn't matter, the way we work the lease, you're okay. If we do the shorter term lease, not the 60-month lease, you'll be fine.
But they always take it a year ahead of time, because they have to
Correct.
renew the contract, right? So,
Right.
it's just a game.
It's,
Any other questions, Carts?
and speaking about seats, I talked to Pete about it, cause I said, when I was talking with them, is there, they do the custom seats, which are more like were they a bucket seat?
they're nice.
Yeah.
They're really, really nice. I'm like, well, how much more could it be? If it's an extra $5 a cart, let's just do
It's
the
a
bucket seats, cause I hear they're nice anyhow. And,
little more
and the
than
guy said,
$5.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not that I wanna sell you the bucket seats, but the problem with the bucket seats, or at least they're easy go anyhow, they're perforated. The vinyl is perforated, it breathes or whatever, let's say, or out when you sit your ass down. So he said the problem they're having, especially being left outside, or even if they're not, it's raining, the foam gets wet. And it stays wet.
Smell.
So next thing you know, like you say, Jim, you get mold or whatever, and it stinks, or you come up the next day after a rainstorm and you sit your butt down and water comes up and you got a wet butt. So I said, okay, that ends that conversation. As much as I wanted to do it, I just don't think it's a good idea.
12 cars got the
Did
best.
they ever consider putting a canopy over the carts?
Canopy over the cart.
The cart corral.
In the
For
cart
rain,
corral?
I don't want the cart corral there.
No, neither do we.
so where are you gonna put it?
I
Yeah,
would do it in the lower lot at some point, down where Mark parks. That's really dead space down there, and if you do a nice building, an attractive building down there, way better. You can even move your gas down there as well, so that they don't have to be back and forth. So everything will be right there. The carts will go, build it so you can house 110 carts, not 85. And put your gas tank down there, so that when they've got a gas, it's all right there. Put your wash station down there, it's all right there,
So when
not
you,
back and forth, back and forth.
so when you're doing tournaments, you could set everything up down there.
And we're right there.
And we're back there, so instead of with where we do it now, moving them from.
You move it
A
from the corral over to the grass.
Right, and then you gotta take them down the bottom to get them full up with
Then I
gas.
take them down to the gas.
Yeah. But will that create a problem with the reservoir over there? that's.
No, you're set back far enough.
Really for runoff?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I would be worried.
they're set back, cause I talked to New Britain and, you're okay.
Do they have to bring some of the carts up for people that are playing, or do people have to walk down there and get a cart?
I mean, they could still bring, be in front of the pro shop there, you can line up for a number of carts, and even if they're just the handicap carts or a combination thereof, so that you get the people going in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the kids will just have to be bringing the carts, bringing them up, but once they're out, and once they come back, and once you train people, they can bring them back to the
And the car
lower
return
lot.
should be down below.
Exactly, everything would go back,
there, and
so that the
most, a
kids
lot of
can
people park
clean
down there
them.
anyway, so.
and everything would be down there,
Yeah.
and it opens up that area, which is what it should be,
Agreed.
right now. 50 years from now, if they wanna put up a building on that, where that part, God bless you, go ahead and knock yourself out. Won't be on my list.
Two things, runoff, I do, I'm willing to bet you're gonna have to run into some environmental issues with the runoff that you're gonna have, even with this, especially if you're using soap of any sort, right? And you have gasoline spillage of any sort, you're gonna have a,
I mean, you can always do
you
a
know,
wash station.
yeah, you're gonna need some,
You know,
so that,
which deep
you
is
need to
gonna
be realistic
require
about
at some
that.
point, yeah.
yes, you know,
For all of
let's-
us.
yeah, I know, that's right. What are you gonna, what about, now this is a little, in front of right now, we have where the old tennis courts were.
Yes,
What do you plan on doing with that? I mean,
Bunkers, please, practice bunkers.
that just means more maintenance.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll get there.
And
Love to see.
I don't-
what are you gonna do? I don't think having carts there is a good idea, especially
no, I'm not,
gas
I'm
carts,
just,
yeah. Down the road, do you do a little practice area like they have at TPC,
Well, you could
I
do
still
a
like
putting
the
green
skating
if you were
rink.
going to
Well,
do
I'm
more
already looking into
expansive
that.
around the clubhouse for
Yeah.
patio or dining.
The only concern I don't think it's really a valid concern, but I
Well,
worry,
that first
is
tee,
number one
one
tee.
tee and the seventh tee.
and 17, because you'd be
Right.
surprised how many
Oh,
balls
I know,
go left
I know.
on 7.
That's true,
That's my only concern.
yeah,
If you do go out the south side of the clubhouse with a deck or patio, whatever the hell you decide to do, yes, I agree with you, but now I gotta worry about 1 and 7,
no,
and even 8
Yeah,
for
but
that
you know
matter.
what, you don't need to put a high fence up for something like that, you can put a good looking fence that's only like 10 feet high, because for off a tee, the ball's it's never gonna drop down from a high angle. If you wanna put a practice
from
area there.
7 it might.
no,
No, from
there's no
7,
way, what do you, your mind?
if 7,
The ball down the hill,
if
but
something would go, if something from 7 would go there, trees would, by the time it gets
I'll
there,
tell you,
whatever.
we got way bigger fish to fry before we get
That's
to that point.
That's true.
Way bigger fish.
No,
But-
Alright,
no, I do actually want, and this probably falls under you, Ramsey's, tables and chairs,
Yes,
is that town owned?
no, well, some, and some are not. The white vinyl tables under the tent,
Put
we
it this way, okay, who's responsible for that? Cause it's like, is it really? Cause it's like going to a freaking conference and I got these conference tables sitting outside, what the hell is this?
That's all
I mean,
Ramsey.
okay,
Yeah, the old patio.
and chairs, it's like, come on,
looks crap.
it's like, this is
That's
a
all
joke.
Ramsey.
Yeah,
Alright, I don't know what was the town
Yeah,
in
no.
mind, I'm sorry, Peter,
No
we
worries.
got track.
Don't be
Alright,
sorry.
no.
sorry.
So,
He owns like all the chairs under the tent, he owns those. We own the white vinyl
so what,
tables.
okay, who's responsible for maintaining?
He is.
Got it, no problem, that's in his contract, right?
Yes, it is.
Good, alright, no problem.
Will we get one more year out of that tent? I know it was questionable. Will we be able to use it
We're not
next
gonna
year?
have a choice,
we're gonna have to use it.
we're gonna have to use it.
Can we clean it again? They did a nice job.
We're gonna clean it, the question,
Can they store it?
they will store it, the old, well, God rest his soul, he passed away, but I think he should store it, he would be willing to store it for us, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just hope it goes back up, because when they clean it, vinyl tends to do
It's
this,
shrink.
and right now, we have a.
It's a lot of it's ripped up too.
No,
From the parking lot side, I can see.
on the bottom it is, because it's just the whole, don't even get me started with that, so.
Alright,
Yeah, it gotta be clean.
moving on, may we?
Cleaner,
Uh, FY 23 P and L, please. Anything? All good?
Yeah, so far so good,
Okay.
over 22.
Course is still busy.
Yeah, it is.
Neat.
And it's gonna be busy next week too. Should be.
So the weather's nice, right?
Gonna rain
We have a
today.
warrant.
About me,
I was kinda hoping it's on Thanksgiving, but we'll see.
Okay, we have a donation request
Yeah,
for a fashion show in Gala.
yeah. It's something you should think about. These people are, I had an opportunity to speak with them. They're good people. They do good work. She's actually got a store downtown Berlin.
Yeah, that's good cause.
Wonderful people, and I wanted to bring this before you because I thought, you know what? They are good people doing good work, they do have a store in town, so I'm throwing it out there to you, whatever you guys think, I'll be happy to.
It is
Move
a
it
town
forward.
business, it is a town
It is.
business.
Yeah.
They, I will say that good cause gives back to the community.
Is this the one that's right by the
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right on the corner there?
I make a motion to, provide their, them with a donation.
I'll second it. Give it to them.
Any comments or discussion?
I don't know enough about their P and L, what they do. And
They're a,
I've heard of that, I just
They-
didn't realize.
I
know they are.
I shop there frequently, they employ, they have 3 shops, I believe, they have
One in
one in
West Hartford.
Berlin, one in West Hartford,
Yeah.
one in New Britain, and they employ developmentally delayed individuals, adults who may not be able to get work elsewhere, and they're a not-for-profit
That's correct,
agency,
yeah, wonderful people,
and they've been in town for quite a few years.
quite a few years, I didn't know that, yeah.
Yes, I shop there, I
Yeah.
do a lot of my Christmas shopping there.
I'm like, I didn't even know I didn't know that's what you did there, I thought it was a consignment store.
No, no,
And
they
she's,
have
oh, no, no, no,
not.
I'm like, oh,
I thought originally was, wasn't it?
It may
Okay,
have
it started,
been
yes, it started.
started.
years ago, but they have a variety of, if you need a gift for somebody, it's a great
yeah,
spot,
it's good,
so.
it's good.
Okay,
It's up to you guys.
we have a motion,
Motion to approve?
all in favor?
I make the motion to second.
I second it.
Okay.
Opposed? Okay, so moved.
Good, that makes me happy.
Alright, account balances are straightforward, Jerry, how much of that 60 grand is
I'm gonna, well, 9,700.
being used?
97 I've got encumbered against that amount
For?
right now for the cooler area
Okay.
that we
Looks
did.
good.
Jerry, can you explain why we have grass there and not blacktop, please?
Sure, I'll be happy to. Number one, we'll start with number one. Number one's always a good place to start. If you were to pave that, based on the square footage that's there, it would cost you way more than $10,000. That's number one. Number two, on that side, you have a grease pit, which is underground, which
What?
always, it's a grease pit.
Oh, grease pit, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that always, you always have to maintain access to that pit. So if you were to pave it and something were to happen, and I have to think, I haven't looked at the as-bills, but that went in when the clubhouse went in 70, so that thing is, 50 years old. If, just like a septic system, which is on the other side, if something were to happen and you need to gain access, you would have to bust up all that asphalt.
You have to have an access.
Well, you have an access, you have a manhole, but if the pit or tank itself were
Was
to
larger than.
cave, oh, it's way bigger than what
Oh,
you
the
see
tank,
on
it's
top.
like a big septic tank.
That's like a
Yeah,
big
that's right.
septic.
Does that get pumped?
Okay,
It does,
So, yeah,
Yeah.
drain,
Yeah.
drain doctor.
I think it looks nice.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah, but
I
that,
think
but to answer your question, that's why we always have to maintain access to both of those. Your septic system, which is on the other side, and the grease pit, which is on that side.
So how long is it, what's it take you so let's kind of break this down, I think.
I asked the same thing.
You know where I'm going with
I
this,
do.
right? We save 2 weeks of man hours, right? 80 man hours a year.
On
But
the natural grass.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cutting out,
Yeah.
how long is it gonna, now you can't use a gang mower in there, right?
No.
Do we
So
have a
what's
small
gonna take you,
lawnmower?
so you're gonna have to
I know,
mow,
push.
no, really, that's what's,
We have
that's the
10
other
minutes.
way, cause I was thinking, why don't you just,
10 minutes.
10 minutes, really? Send that guy over my house then, because.
10 minutes for that area?
It's a small thing, I just didn't know we even had a small lawnmower.
Well, I was thinking more than 10 minutes to mow that, but
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
I can guarantee you it'd take more than 10 minutes to mow that.
I
Not
haven't
much
been,
more.
Not on the grass.
I haven't,
Just,
15
It does look nice.
I haven't been.
it looks,
to
don't get me
the-
wrong, it looks nice, but I was thinking, why don't you get some Christmas back, you know,
No
rock,
maintenance.
or, yeah, no maintenance,
No, yeah,
minimal, you know.
exactly.
I think
We did
Silver
rock.
Belmar could do it in 15.
Yeah,
We did rock in there and you saw how that worked out.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Hey, Jerry,
I need something clean to
how's it
eat.
gonna get watered?
I could just put up an impact sprinkler on each corner, or I could even do an underground system there if I wanted to.
Hopefully it doesn't need to.
You don't need it.
You know, Jerry, when they were putting everything in, the guys were telling us that, along the wall where they have is the refrigerator?
Yeah.
I think that you were talking about maybe
Yeah.
painting,
Yeah, well, I reached out to the
Putting a
high school
mural
art
there?
director, yeah, having the
Oh.
kids come and paint, you know,
what do you think?
whether they decided whether it be a Timberland logo or something they come up with, kids come up with,
Just
let the
a
kids
golf
decide.
scene.
That's
It's
a
Or a
gonna
golf
be-
scene,
I think
yeah,
it'll
It's a
be
good
lovely.
idea.
yeah.
It
And,
is.
you know, so that Berlin has
Oh,
a
yeah.
piece of that, and let's not stop there, because we could do the other side, the other wall, you know, which would look kind of sharp, I think.
Oh, I think
So-
that's a great idea.
I think
The
that's
golf
something, I guess I did reach out to her, but it was way back when, and I need to follow up with her.
So are they in favor of it?
I don't, she didn't get back to me,
Oh.
so I will follow up with her, I'll let you know next go around.
Okay.
Victoria moved away.
If not, the high school, go to McGee, cause they do that for the tables, they have tables, and, you know,
They
you
do?
walk, yeah, in the back.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was shocked, I was like.
McGee?
McGee.
Wow, I just wanna get the kids involved,
I
that's all.
think, and I think it would be great looking.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I do too,
have
I
a
do
little
too.
color there.
you know, because everybody says, oh, the concrete wall. Well, you know, you can always face the concrete wall with stone, they do a veneer.
Mhm.
I really don't wanna do that, I'd rather, you know, let's see what the kids or the teacher says, she's the expert, this is the substrate, what do you
Great
recommend?
idea.
What do you recommend? Can it be done? I guess anything can be done, but
Mhm.
let's see, let's start there.
So Jerry, so you have $53,000, or say, let's just say 50 grand
Yeah.
going forward, right?
Yeah,
You want 15 in your pocket, so it gives you $35,000
Yeah.
right now to screw around with, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I think 20 right off the bat is gonna go to tree removal, and I have my list of trees and pruning that we need to do.
Alright, so you got $15,000, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do with the 15?
And then I was hoping to do some bunkers, par 3 bunkers on the course.
Fill them in? Or
No,
you're gonna-
convert them to capillary concrete, yes.
And then I thought, how much are they a pop to do that? Isn't that 10 grand a pop?
It's based on square footage. So when we get to that point, we should as a commission sit down and say, okay, what are we gonna do? We could do 2 holes, pick 2 holes, it's gonna be 7 and 4. Alright. Do we wanna keep the existing bunkers? Do we wanna eliminate a bunker? Do we wanna make them smaller? Because again, it's all based on square foot.
Yeah.
So if we make them smaller, the price goes down. If we eliminate one, the price goes way down. So that's a discussion to be had once we get, that discussion should start now though, because they're already
I agree.
scheduling work for next spring, and if there aren't many players that are doing that kind of work, the one company, they just got through with Avon last year, I've had them out, and that's where I got my number for the cost per square foot, cause they come highly recommended, but I did reach out to another gentleman, and he does bunker renovation, he's so busy right now, he's flat out till the end. Once things slow down, he's gonna come out and take a look with me, so I'll have 2 or 3 quotes, but we as a commission, or you as a commission, I should say, need to, I'll say, in my opinion, I'd start on the par 3s, those are the ones that get the most play. We don't have great gobs of money, and then if you wanna do a tee, if you wanna level a tee, 14 for example, if you wanna do that in addition to the bunkers, we can have that discussion too,
You're not gonna be at the meetings though.
No more, this may be my last one.
They're not gonna have somebody hired by next month.
No,
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna happen.
He wants, well, it closes on the 4th,
Yes,
no, it won't have.
No, it won't.
It won't happen.
So will the director bring your thoughts to the meeting?
Jerry will show up for a meeting once in a
So
while.
meeting,
Well, I think it should be hopefully by agenda, if we have agenda
Yeah.
items that you just said you want our input on something.
I do, I think it's
So,
great, I think it's
then-
wonderful.
so do we wanna bring an architect back in? I mean, so let me
You know,
just throw
you
this
could-
out to you
you
guys,
can,
let's
you
think
can,
about this, it's, the course was remodeled once, right? You know, we had
Yeah.
that screw up with the
Yeah.
Conquerors when it rained. Maybe it's time to look at this thing again in two fashions. One, increasing the course visibility, and two, decreasing the maintenance aspect of this thing with grass bumpers.
That's the
right?
biggie.
Yeah.
And so to answer, I do know one, Doug Smith, he's out of New York, we can get his input, Stephen K is, I think he's retired. And then there's a couple others that I could reach out to, but I agree with you, yeah, if you're gonna do it once.
Let's think about doing that.
Stop screwing around, you know, what we are what we are, we are who we
No,
are.
listen, we know what we like, and you know, let's cut to the chase. You know, I hate
Right.
that bunker over there, 'cause then, you know.
But you know, we're gonna have 10 people, and we're gonna have, not you guys, but you know, 10 people, and you're gonna have 10 different opinions. No, that's gotta stay, no, that's gotta go, well, you should do this, and why didn't you do that, you know what? This is where it's at, and if they wanna come to you guys and say, this is what I think, well, okay, go ahead.
When you say you're gonna start with the part threes, right?
Well, those are the ones that are
Number
most
four,
important.
number four, I was just thinking number four, they got
See,
two,
here we go.
they got two bunkers there, right?
Three.
It's
Three,
surrounded.
is it three bunkers?
Great,
Yeah.
But it all,
You're never on the one on the left, you don't even know about the left-hand side, you're always
Right,
on the
okay,
other side.
okay, so yeah, you can eliminate.
See, but all I'm saying, Jim, and I love it, you know that, but everybody's gonna have an opinion, you get rid of the left-hand side and you
No,
get
but
rid
like
of
you
the
said, if
right-hand
you're gonna
side.
go with cost,
You can make the
You're trying to
front
eliminate
smaller.
cost.
So I think
But like, but to Jim's point, you know, you gotta look at it from a maintenance point, in that bunker, in that square footage equals X amount of tons of sand.
Exactly.
Okay, with that, if you've got steep faces like TPC, I believe TPC had steep faces and they eliminated them because it would rain, they'd wash out, and you gotta, you know, fix them. So we did the last go around eliminate a number of steep faces, but there's still work to be done so that when it rains, they don't wash out, you know, or they don't wash out to that extent.
So what's it cost to get an architect in to look at
I
this?
don't know, I have to see how they
Can
do time.
Well,
I'm
why
sure
do
it's-
you think we would need one? Why couldn't we,
I don't think
why
it's a
couldn't
bad
we take,
idea.
why couldn't we take hole by hole and just get
All right,
our
now,
thoughts
stop,
and see what?
stop.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
because I think
agree
we don't
with
have
Jim.
that, we don't have that expertise,
No.
Yeah.
we're golfers, but
We
we're
don't
not.
have an opinion, you're right, we have.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
why
but
not start with opinions?
I gotta agree with Jim, I think that's the smart thing to do. And then he'll take it, and then he'll come up with a drawing,
Recommendation,
right,
that's all.
and then you'll see the finished product before it even happens.
What's the cost?
That's what
I don't
I'm
know.
trying to, can you look at,
Find
Yeah.
out.
can you look at that?
I'll call Doug, yeah.
That's the only thing that I would say no.
Isn't Doug the one who put that super bunker on 11th?
Stephen K, well, Dougie was with him, but
Yeah,
Stephen K.
yes.
Who's
So
done?
just remember that the guys that he's talking about are the ones that did these bunkers.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Stephen K was,
They both.
if you tell him what you want,
No, that's not what we're asking.
No,
you
we
know,
can't,
well,
because
you don't
that's not
want,
what
no,
he
no, no,
says.
I'm saying, I'm not saying you're gonna say eliminate an ad or whatever. I don't want steep faces, I want something that I can maintain,
Just
okay?
taking the guy
Well, I
who
think
did
what,
that.
one of the things is giving them the parameters to say,
Right.
we'd like, it's better able to maintain, so we need less maintenance
Right.
on these.
When the
We
USDA
need not to dilute the integrity of the whole,
Right, that's.
and we need something that is, you know, cost effective,
That's it.
and then have
In
them
our
make
pocketbook.
recommendations.
When does CDPGA have people that you can consult with? I mean, it's what they do,
The
right?
CSGA, yeah.
The CSGA,
CSGA,
and whatever,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
CDPGA.
I would,
Yeah.
They might throw somebody out for nothing.
Hey man, I gotta look into it, I don't know the answer to.
I don't know either, but it's.
I will
They might.
find out,
It's not,
I will find out and I
Go
will
for
let
it,
you
just
know,
try and go for
Yeah.
it.
I will
Go
let
for
you
the
know.
moon.
But I do think you need someone from the outside to take a look and work with you,
Jerry, do you have any intentions to open up that small tee
on
box on
four,
four?
yeah, once it knits in, yeah.
This
Is that
year?
just gonna be red, that's gonna be just red
You need
tees or?
stairs on that?
No, I don't
You
think so.
sure? I mean, no offense.
Really?
Yeah, why?
That's a little,
I just,
You know,
something
let's,
falls, you're gonna have a problem. I mean, you know.
we could put a couple.
It wouldn't hurt, Jerry, to
So we'll
put
put
it
a
on.
couple of trees, put $200 bill.
That,
Washington Concrete,
he's
or
already,
how do you do it? Washington Concrete.
No, that's where we got the
The
stairs.
cast ones, right?
Yeah.
Or 17,
That'll look
Just
great,
like in your house.
17 and 12.
that'll look great. Put them there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Avoid any possible.
But what's the crowd?
And then
The
they'll-
ladies, the girls, what do I say?
Red tees.
Forward.
You say the
Women.
red tees. Forward or red?
forward,
Yeah, that's what they
Forward
always
tees.
call them, is the forward tees.
the forward
And
tees.
by doing that, we hope to increase the the usable space on that fourth tee to move those whites further.
I hope to get on green.
And they can get,
Oh, you
no,
already said
but no,
Just wanna get on the green, come on, you can throw
well,
it.
no, not you, Gail, but you know,
Get on that.
some of the,
That's what my whole
you
lawn
can't,
was.
no,
Oh, well, yeah.
but it makes the game more
But the
fun.
men's team, senior men would be on the,
They'd be up front where the girls are, where the
oh, they
Forward
would,
tee.
the forward tees are now.
they would be with.
Whoa, you can put senior men's up to that forward tee?
No,
No,
Oh.
where the
No,
Where
the
there is
forward
now,
tees are
okay.
now.
gotta be the
Where they
red
are
tees.
for-
I mean, you have more room
Can't
to
say
move
that.
it. You can move the senior tees up and back on the front of
You
the
can,
box.
on the front of the box.
Yeah,
But it
right.
gives us that much more real estate in
Correct.
between for the whites.
Yeah.
Correct,
Because those tees, as you know, don't
Yeah.
even come close to USGA standards for the numbers we push through.
yes,
We're not even close.
there's so many.
All right.
difference.
moving along,
Moving right along.
I don't want Jerry to go through the whole thing.
No, okay.
Does anyone have any questions on any of the points on Jerry's report? Any of the line items?
I just wanna speak, if I could, to number 4, you know, right now we're
Briefly,
doing,
yes.
we're just doing the mounds. In time, I would like to see that path rerouted to the back side of the tee, where they're stepping off onto the flat, so that whole area will become grass. And I don't know if that's gonna happen in the next.
where's that, Jerry? I'm
On
sorry.
number 4, the number 4-5 area, so behind 4, but you know.
Yeah, the dirt pile that you have there going there.
Yeah, so we're gonna do mounds back there, but I would like to see that cart path on 5 get rerouted to the back or
Yeah, right.
upper section, so that,
You still have the problem of going on the, because of the trees, right?
no, those pines are gonna come down, they're gotta come down on that back side. They have to, they're
You're
on
talking on
the
the right side of the 15.
correct.
And how about getting the trees out even from behind 4, those pines are just tearing.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
with baby steps there, you know
You're gonna get.
you know, Jim.
No,
Mm,
there are golfers that will rip you to shreds if you get rid of those pines, but
Which pine?
What?
behind 4.
You're kidding me, to the left over there?
yeah.
What they're do,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Trust me.
I'm surprised we didn't get pushed back on 10.
just plant something else. I mean, the pines are tearing everything up and the
I know.
blacktop is
You don't
probably going under the green, no?
White pine does not belong on a golf course as far as I'm concerned.
Unless it's in the middle of nowhere.
Unless it's in the middle of nowhere, not next to a cart path or a green.
I have a quick question, there was a tree on the 4th tee, it's almost on the property, was that to make sure enough light that got taken down, was that to make sure enough light gets in the new tee?
No, that's
No,
wrong.
that was that.
Oh, it was a damage?
Yeah, it was damaged.
That was
Oh,
wind
okay.
out there.
Oh, did it? I didn't see it.
It was going on the guy's property.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I was wondering,
yeah, and there's another one actually with a broken top, that's gotta come out.
downtown.
There's a lot of trees in need of removal due to safety concern, public safety.
Mm-hmm.
There are. You know, the 2 elms that are between 10 and 15, they gotta go. They're dead, they gotta go.
You know, when you're coming around the ninth, to the ninth, where's the 19th? I mean, the 18th.
Yeah.
There's a tree like leaning right across.
On
Is
18,
that is that on the state property though? No, on the
18?
ninth hole.
that's
okay.
state property, yeah,
That's state property.
but we can make that, yeah, that's
I
okay.
said one of these days,
Yeah, we already lost a portion of one of them this summer,
mhm,
but don't worry about that one.
okay.
Okay,
Ice storms happen, you know, what are you
I know,
gonna
yeah,
They do.
all right, thank you, Jerry. Everybody read the golf pro report?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess Mark and Jerry sat down with Barocia, they're talking it all out, looks like it's gonna happen. Mark is it looks like he's gonna get what he wants. The town is gonna get what they feel they want, need. Like Jimmy said, teamwork makes the dream work. So,
Yeah, right.
Did we use a donation for the graduation?
Yeah.
Oh, we did? What was that?
That was that, for the all-night graduation party,
that was
Yeah, I
a few
thought
months
I
ago.
just saw it
that's a
in
few months
the
ago.
list today.
They could be having their event now.
No, they had it already.
Oh, they have? Yeah,
Oh,
we-
no, I don't know, the all night, I don't know, no.
I don't know,
They-
cause she was,
Right.
cause she was late,
They're doing 50 million fundraisers for that all-night
Oh, is that-
party.
Yes.
Cause I told her, I said, you gotta help me out, cause she was so quick with, I'm like, hey, you didn't give me enough of time, but.
Who are you working with, Lisa Green?
Yes,
Lisa Green?
yeah, I know her husband, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a landscape.
Yeah. Well, he was working with Pierre down in Sunny.
Before we close out, and it's not on the agenda, but the clock. We're getting our
I can give a brief update, yeah,
we're
so.
getting our okays from, nobody has asked for their money back.
Yes, yeah, the town council was very receptive after the presentation to fund this. And however, I did not have the approvals from all the sponsors in writing. And that's what Aroche wants. Thus, I sent email to you, Donna Bouvet and Peter, who were the key contacts on the majority of the sponsors. I didn't contact the people who gave $100, I just kind of hoped.
I get it.
And so I have everyone's okay, except I emailed Ryan Lee yesterday, and Amico Precision Tool has been emailed. I suspect they will say yes. Once I got them all, I'm gonna send them
A
to
quick
Roche.
question, you says you need their approval in writing?
Yes,
Do you want me just to send you the email that says I agree?
yes.
Is that what you,
yes,
okay, I didn't
that's what I
realize
wanted.
that.
Yeah,
Okay, well, the email that I sent you is that
you had a conversation. It'd be nice if the email came from the sponsor.
I have that,
Yeah.
it came from,
Mark.
in an email, okay, I'll send that out to you.
Yeah, send that to me. And then I was gonna send them all to Aroche, and we asked for $11,550, and the town councils, they didn't say it at the meeting, but they seemed quite receptive to it.
And that's not coming out of his budget, right?
Well, some of it is on the T-sign account.
Oh, yeah, that we understand.
That's your money.
But they're gonna pick up the
They'll
remainder.
pick up the rest of that.
Yeah, the proposed budget.
Maybe, don't assume anything.
No,
We're
they
hoping-
they spoke
Let me-
favorable,
Okay,
and
Yeah, okay, well,
and they seemed supportive. It's not a done deal, but they seemed receptive. This was in the presentation to the council.
Last question, what is the lag time on the clock now? So if we get that, any chance that we can have it in for
For the
next year?
spring, yes,
Oh, it is, oh, that's great.
yes, yes,
Okay.
toes.
Why you rolling your
Yes.
eyes?
yes.
It's not, it's
It's
the
electrical.
clock, no, it's the clock people. I don't know.
I did, it was 5 weeks.
How far out is she?
5 weeks,
That's all?
Oh, that's great.
5 weeks of the order now?
Wow,
yeah. So I once we get the funds,
yeah,
then we gotta start working on
oh,
the,
I didn't know that,
That's pretty good.
that's really good.
yes.
Does
So
the
what happens
clock
in
have
5
lights?
weeks?
Does the clock have lights?
Having it 5 weeks is good timing.
I think that though Jim and Gail did a fabulous job
You
in
know
that
what?
project.
Gail, what,
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
was terrific on that.
fabulous job.
Kudos to Gail and your
Mhm.
presentation to council.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just
Very
for
nice
help.
job, very well spoken.
Who owns the clock down by CVS?
We do,
You know it's broken?
it's been broken,
Yeah.
probably gonna stay broken,
Really?
Yeah.
Gonna fix it?
you know, those costs
So
are fixed.
it's stuck on five.
Well,
So it's right
$5
twice
somewhere.
O'clock.
Twice a day, it's right.
twice a day.
Twice a day, it's right.
Yeah, that was, when I reached out to Doug Solit, I said, you know, what did you pay for it back then?
That explains all of it. So it's always 5 o'clock in Berlin. Could've been 4
No, I think periodically, at least annually, we should do an update to the council, cause I think they got a lot of information
Actually,
if they didn't have it.
I did that quarterly, it'd probably be even better.
You can do the next presentation.
I was the keys, I'm sorry.
I think that should, everybody have a shot in doing a presentation.
That's why I'm so tan.
Is that why?
Okay,
I think, speaking in public.
motion,
Make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Gail did a very good job.